Welcome to the channel. So, who is Sir Jim Radcliffe? He's actually from Manchester, born in Failsworth, and he says that he's a Manchester United fan, although he did recently bid to buy Chelsea. And he started working at Esso in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, and he worked his way up, doing really, really well. And he then launched his own group, his own company called Ineos. And he was the co-founder, and it's basically a chemicals company, and he's done extraordinarily well. He's worth anywhere between 19 to 21 billion pounds, and obviously he recently had a 4.25 billion pound bid, unsuccessful bid for Chelsea Football Club. Another bidder won, and there are some rumours coming around that he may attempt to bid for Manchester United. I don't know if the Glazers actually want to sell Manchester United, but Radcliffe has got form. He owns a Swiss football club called Lausanne Sports. He's also got the Ineos Team UK. He purchased Team Sky, which is a cycling franchise, and he changed it to Team Ineos. He had loads and loads of success. He's having loads of success with it. He owns Nice in France. I think he's a part owner of that, and he's also got principal partner in Mercedes AMG F1. So he's in sports and sports sponsorship, and he's in rugby as well. So Manchester United would be the creme de la creme. Now the question you need to ask yourself is, will the Glazers sell? Do they need to sell? The answer, no, they don't need to sell. Will they sell? Possibly. Now, why possibly? They've not sold so far after 16, 17 years. Because I think that the European Super League was their attempt to really monetize Manchester United. Because if you really look at Manchester United as a business, forget about the football, forget the fact about the institution. On an earnings basis, Manchester United don't make that much money for their valuation, right? So you have around 80, 90 to 100 million pounds of actual free cash flow made per year. And if you look at how much money the business is potentially worth, 4 billion, 5 billion, 6 billion, that would mean that it would take you a long, long time to get a return on that capital. So what you'd need to do, if you were a buyer, you'd need to have a vision for the club to monetize all these fans that Manchester United have. And I think that's the only way that the Glazers will get an asking price that they will accept. So by monetizing, I mean you'll have to find ingenious ways to, transfer that wealth from those 1 billion fans or 700 million fans into your coffers. Because at this moment, United are doing well on the TV deal, like all clubs. Commercially, they're doing quite well, and the stadium obviously is the largest domestic stadium outside of Wembley, basically in terms of attendances. So they're pulling in the most revenue that way. But I believe that a new owner would need to pay off the debt, stop taking dividends, and maybe have an innovative way to monetize those fans. So maybe build a stadium that's 110, 120,000. Around the stadium, build, say, 5,000 hotel rooms and have fans stay at your hotel. That would generate revenue. Maybe, I think at some point, clubs will insist upon having a streaming service, which will enable you to just watch Manchester United games or just watch Liverpool games. With the TV deal, that's obviously impossible to do, but never say never, because I think that the situation that we're in now, the Glazers have probably maximised the revenue of the club without investing any money, because they haven't actually invested any of their own money. They've used the cash flow of the club to service the debt, take dividends, and to buy players. In order for you to take Manchester United onto another level, you'll need someone who has the money to buy it from the Glazers, which will probably take £5 billion, which is an overpayment. It isn't worth £5 billion. And then in order to justify your investment, you might need to spend quite a lot of money to upgrade Manchester United. So net, you might be in the hole for £8 billion. If you wanted to clear the debt, build a new stadium, build a new training ground, build hotels around the stadium, build a women's stadium, build an arena, build a casino next to Old Trafford, all things that would bring you revenue. So also maybe get sponsorship for the stadium, get different types of sponsorships and drive revenue. So on a business level, the money that the Glazers will probably ask for, it's not worth it. But if Jim Radcliffe is a Man United fan, this could be a great option because the only other options for Manchester United at this point are probably sports washers, probably the Saudis, the Qataris, the Emiratis, the Chinese, maybe, maybe not the Russians at this point, obviously with Abramovich, but this is where we're at. So if an individual that's wealthy who supports United, although he's got a Chelsea season ticket, it's from Manchester, then it could make sense. But that's basically what I think Jim Radcliffe will be thinking about. He probably doesn't want to overpay, but he may have to if he wants to buy Man United. But if he's prepared to pay £4.25 million for Chelsea, Man United must be worth more. Although I will say that Chelsea have got real estate based in West London, which in and of itself, is worth huge, huge money. That stadium and the land around that stadium at Stamford Bridge, you could be redeveloped for like £1 billion or two. So serious cash there. So anyway, that's Jim Radcliffe. There's obviously more to him, but he's an interesting guy. And let's watch this space, see if he'll buy Man United. Let's bloody hope so. Let's bloody hope so. Glazier's out. We'll never die.